Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has a history shaped by its strategic coastal location, natural resources, and evolving cultural and economic landscape. Here's a concise overview. Pre-colonial and early history. The area was originally inhabited by the Tequesta people, who lived along the coast and waterways for thousands of years, relying on fishing, hunting, and gathering. Spanish explorers arrived in the 16th century, but no permanent European settlements were established initially due to the challenging environment and native resistance. 19th century, establishment of Fort Lauderdale. The modern history of Fort Lauderdale began during the Second Seminole War, 1835 to 1842. In 1838, Major William Lauderdale, leading a detachment of Tennessee volunteers, established a fort along the New River to combat Seminole raids. This fort gave the city its name. After the war, the area remained sparsely populated, with small settlements of farmers and traders. The swampy, mosquito-ridden environment deterred large-scale development. Late 19th to early 20th century, growth and development. In the 1890s, the arrival of Henry Flagler's Florida East Coast Railway spurred growth, connecting Fort Lauderdale to Miami and northern markets, facilitating trade and tourism. Early settlers, like Frank Stranahan, established trading posts along the New River, engaging with Seminoles and early pioneers. Stranahan's trading post, now a historic site, became a cornerstone of the community. In 1911, Fort Lauderdale was officially incorporated as a town, with a population of around 150. The economy relied on agriculture, citrus, pineapples, and fishing. 1920s, boom and bust. The Florida land boom of the 1920s transformed Fort Lauderdale. Developers drained swamps, creating buildable land, and promoted the area as a resort destination. Canals were dug, earning the city its nickname, Venice of America. The 1926 Miami hurricane and subsequent economic collapse halted the boom, leaving Fort Lauderdale with infrastructure but limited growth. Mid-20th century, tourism and military influence. During World War II, Fort Lauderdale became a key military hub. The U.S. Navy established a base, and the area saw an influx of servicemen, boosting the local economy. Post-war, the city's beaches and warm climate attracted tourists and retirees, establishing it as a vacation destination. The 1960 film Where the Boys Are popularized Fort Lauderdale as a spring break hotspot. Late 20th century, urbanization and diversification. By the 1970s and 1980s, Fort Lauderdale shifted from a spring break mecca to a more sophisticated city, with investments in cultural institutions like the Broward Center for the Performing Arts and the Museum of Discovery and Science. The city's economy diversified, with growth in marine industries, international trade, via Port Everglades, and real estate. The population grew steadily, reaching over 100,000 by the 1980s. 21st century, modern Fort Lauderdale. Today, Fort Lauderdale is a major metropolitan area with a population of around 182,000, as of recent estimates. It's known for its yachting culture, vibrant art scene, and role as a cruise ship hub through Port Everglades, one of the busiest ports in the U.S. Redevelopment projects, like the Riverwalk and Los Olas Boulevard, have enhanced its appeal as a cultural and economic center. The city also faces challenges like sea level rise, prompting investments in flood mitigation.